Thank you so much to Elf and Tinder for sponsoring today's video.
All right, friends, welcome back to another episode of Two Idiot Girls. Woo! How you doing? Good. Don't you have some special news to share today? Oh my god, what the heck? Okay, what the sigma is that?
Get into this, princess.
It's a princess cut.
Dude, speaking of a princess cut.
That's, you guys, they're already married. Here to report the news.
Live and in person. We're not live, nor are we in person.
It makes me laugh that people are congratulating me on your engagement.
Thanks,
and as someone who's
guys.
been engaged before, thank you.
Thanks, dame. Yes, I am a newly engaged woman.
To who? Whom?
To whom, according to some people, Phil. A man named Phil.
Our manager?
No way.
That's gross.
He already has a wife.
You can't have more than one.
Can't have more than one wife. No, me and PP are engaged.
Piper.
Get into that team. Me and PP are getting hitched.
And you don't care at all. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, well, hold on. First off, team, yes, I am engaged. I'm very excited, very happy. We have been on the cloud, on a cloud? On cloud 9. That's what I was going to say.
On the cloud.
On the cloud.
On the
iCloud. We've been on cloud 9 for the past few days. It's been wonderful and amazing. Thank you all so much for your well wishes. We are very excited. For those of you asking if there's footage of the engagement, no, or proposal, no, there is not. The footage lives in my brain forever, and as is in PP's, and that's where it's gonna stay. It was a surprise, not that he was proposing, but when he did it, because
Sure.
I was not expecting it. I especially didn't expect it because when we went away for a late anniversary trip, I'd planned the whole thing, so I kind of figured it wouldn't happen. I was like, well, there's no way it would happen this weekend because I planned the whole thing, so I know everything that's going to happen. And man, he got me. So it was beautiful and amazing, and I sobbed like a crazy person. You know what's funny is when he had initially set it up, the person that worked with him, which we loved, she was fantastic, but she said, oh, we could have someone set up a camera or something to like record it, or we can have a videographer in there to like actually record it.
Can you imagine walking in and seeing a
I'd
strange
freak out.
man?
No, I'd freak out. I'd honestly be in a bad mood. I'm like, I swing on them immediately. Get out of here!
And you have a camera?
Pervert.
Yeah.
But anyways, when she had
You
offered,
walk in and go, what the sigma? When you want to,
okay, is this punked?
am I getting points?
Am I getting flanked? When she offered that to him, he was like, you know what? I think we're okay. And he said because he knew that I wouldn't want a stranger in there, but also that I wanted it to be private. Like we've talked about that. Like we didn't want a public proposal. We didn't want, and that was before any of this.
Yeah.
So we didn't want anything that other people were around for because we wanted it to be just us. And I'm so glad that was the case for obvious reasons, but also nothing about that was aesthetic. Nothing about it was cute or endearing. Like it honestly, it looked like something horrible was happening
Like
today.
in Hitch when he takes your
Yeah,
phone
which is
aside.
like, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, and he goes, that I saw that going a lot differently in my head. It was like honestly jarring. Like at one point when it was initially happening, I started going, I feel like my heart's gonna burst. My heart's gonna fucking explode. And I had to sit down and like take a couple deep
You lay
breaths.
down and you put your legs on the side of the bed, flat on the ground.
I go he gets me ice to put on my chest so I can ground myself. I'm not even kidding. He had to like wait for me to calm down a little bit. Like I had like a full on freak out. Greatest freak out ever. Anyways, I'm really glad that it happened the way that it did, because that went on for like 40 minutes.
Sure.
And then the last like half hour I was normal.
Yeah.
And then I could like hear the rest of the speech he prepared because I was just like having a nervous breakdown in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I was like so overwhelmed. Like I had no fucking idea. That's why I was like, what? So it was beautiful and amazing, and we're very excited. And then we have a wing now.
What the heck?
What does Sigma? You know what's funny too is, like, I was telling Days, there has been quite a lot of discourse about my engagement on TikTok, which is like, most of it's lovely and amazing, which is so sweet, and I couldn't have like thought that would happen. But also, like, some of the shit people are saying, I'm tripping out.
Yeah.
Like, someone made a video and said that I was a pick-me for like actually deciding to get married. After everything I've said, I'm like, when have I ever said never get married? I've never said that.
Don't date anyone.
I've never said. The shit that men say I say on the internet is just like not true.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so
it's literally like, genuinely, it's not true. It's not even an interpretation. Like, they literally say, they quote things that I allegedly have said, and it's not true. Like, someone said, she literally said she wants all women to die lonely and childless. And I was like, I have never said that. And then he's like, whatever, Buffalo. Okay, well, see, now we're okay.
Here we are. Yeah.
Well, now we're transferring into other territory. So that's what I thought, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just want to say there is no timelines on marriage. I don't know why people act like there's a bomb strapped to my chest, and if he doesn't give me a ring, it's going to explode after year 1. Like, we don't date. Like, we weren't just like, I don't know. Like, the way they're treating it is honestly so frustrating to me. I was telling Billy, like, I hated seeing comments in the vein of like, finally, oh, I bet she's finally happy. I bet she's happy. It's like, you bitches don't know me at all.
Well, and I think too that like it's a projection.
Yeah, like, I was like, because then someone literally was like, they were like, well, why did it take 7 years? And then I said, because I didn't want to get engaged yet.
Well, and you started dating at what, 22?
Yeah, like 22, 23. Yeah. No, and I did not want to get engaged.
No,
like,
and
and
saying,
I said,
like, that's also really young.
I know.
Like, don't allow these like there's nothing wrong with getting married young. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
that's
but
your
even if you do, like,
yeah,
okay, I didn't want to.
that's what
I
I'm
literally
saying.
told
like,
someone,
don't project what you.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to be that guy, but a lot of them are single.
yeah, well, and then when they told me that, I go, because I didn't want to, and then they go, that's not true. Well, then I don't.
Why'd you ask me?
Like, well, are you telling me then? I thought you were asking me. I took the question mark as a question, but okay. That's
oh, sorry, that's my bad.
My bad. Yeah, no, my bad. That's why I said, like, they're literally saying, like, I was like, the way the goalposts have shifted, like, they all told me he's never gonna marry you. He's just gonna keep you waiting forever. Now we are gonna get married because we both want to now. Like, we are ready right now.
Ready, like, career wise and life wise.
That's why I was like, bitch, do you have any idea what I've accomplished in the last 3 years? Like, holy shit.
What was the bar you said in your video?
Oh, I said this ring isn't proof that he loves me. It's proof that I loved myself enough to wait for the right one.
So then okay, princess. What the heck are we talking about?
That's why I said, like, I don't know how you could. I don't know what is so confusing, because some women are literally going, I wouldn't wait that long. Well, good thing you're not marrying him. I am. Well, what the fuck?
He didn't date you, so you're okay.
Yeah, like, hey, no. Okay, phew, bullet dodge. Like, I don't give. And you know what's funny is someone goes, me and some girl literally wrote on like the video of my ring. She literally wrote, my man proposed after 2 years, and now we're 3 more years in, 5 years total together. I never would have waited that long. And then I wrote, I don't care. You know what's funny is I don't give a fuck. Like, you care about my timeline. I don't give a damn about yours, bitch. Like, what the fuck? I don't care. That's why
I don't care.
Listen to me. I don't care. That's how I fucking feel. Like, I'm for real. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have waited 7 years. Okay, well, thank God you're not marrying him. Dodged a bullet once again. Like, it's so annoying.
Someone wrote, this is so off topic, because I'm not engaged, so I want to make this about me. But someone commented on my photo. They wrote mother bullet, and it made me laugh so hard. It's from that stupid Caleb and Brittany episode. What was I say? Okay. now I'm back to making this about me. When Drew FaceTimed me, God, it was like what, maybe 11:30.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, and so I had a feeling it was gonna happen this weekend.
Yeah.
And Billy had
Everybody knew, including Alex.
yeah, and Carrie.
All our families knew, and Alex.
Yeah, and I had a feeling because I was hoping it was gonna happen this weekend. And then Billy had shown me, or he texted me while I was at Drew's show like 2 months ago, and while Drew was filming, he's like, "Oh, can I call you? And then make sure Drew's not near you." And then I immediately teared up. I was like, "Oh my God!" And then I went and called him like 2 hours late because I forgot to respond. And then he was like, "Oh, I ended up figuring it out. I wanted to know if you remembered the cut of the diamond that Drew wanted." I'm like, "Why would I know that? We've never talked about engagement."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Well, I figured it out." And I was like, "Okay." And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna propose to her." And I was like, "Okay." And then he goes, "Please don't tell your mom. I really want to tell her." And I was like, "Well, yeah, of course." And then I waited a week, and then I couldn't take it anymore. And I told my mom, "I'm just so excited. I have to tell you." And then we both cried. And
to be fair, Billy tried to tell my mom like within that week,
like
but my
day,
mom was never home. Like he went there
Yeah.
twice, and he was like, "Oh."
no, literally. And then
And then he had to text her and like plan a time to
but
come
then
see
I
her.
told Billy, I was like, "I'm sorry, I had to tell her. I just was so
and he
excited."
said, "I kind of figured."
Yeah.
Like,
He said, "I already knew you were going to tell her as soon as
Yeah.
I told you." I was like, "Okay, well,
yeah.
she is really excited." He goes, "No, I know. I talked to her," and he ended up talking to her. So
Yeah,
her
it all
and our
worked
dad.
out.
Yeah. So, but I was so excited. Oh, so when you FaceTime me, I was like, oh, "Okay, this has to be it." And so I answered the phone. You were like, "Hey," and I was all, "Hey," immediately crying. I already know. I was so excited. So I'm very, very fired up. I'm pumped.
We're very fired up. As far as wedding stuff goes, team, I'll be honest with you. I'll let you know if I'm gonna share anything.
Yeah.
Like what I choose to share, I will, and it will be per both of our discretion.
Sure.
Can I promise that we're going to do a whole bunch of wedding stuff? No. Because obviously that's not my content regardless. So like,
Well,
you know.
and I don't even mean, but it's nobody's beeswax. So
yeah, like what I will choose to share, you will see, but I can't. Like a lot of people have been asking me, "Are you going to show us wedding content?" Like blah blah blah. We'll see.
no.
But I mean, if you've been following me for that long now, like you know I can't take shit serious. Especially, and like I'm very private in a lot of ways, so like we shall see. But I am very excited. So I'm very excited that so many of you are excited.
Yeah, everyone has been
And-
very sweet and supportive.
Yeah,
and
everyone's
cute,
been so lovely. Outside of like the outliers that are saying weirdo shit like about me, that's like, she's like, "I would never wait that long." I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like you're married to who the fuck you're married to, and I'm marrying somebody else, so looks like we're both safe. Facebook marked safe.
Yeah.
That's
Phew. What was I gonna say? I think that your relationship is such a great example of like dating until you meet the right person and stuff like that. Do you know
absolutely like it. And I've told people too, like the arbitrary timelines that are typically put on marriage. So marriage now versus what it was built upon they're very different to me. So like it has changed, it has evolved, it has grown, and now it should be a mutual decision between two consenting parties, right? So it's like dating is like there's nothing wrong with taking your time, getting to know people, with getting to go through life together.
Yeah.
And I posted a TikTok about that today because I was saying like I was not in a rush because we knew our future goals were aligned. Like we both want to get married specifically to each other. So we knew that.
That's very important.
Yeah. Check. Right. So other than that, that's the only real thing you need to talk about when it comes to marriage. And then you just go through life together. Like I was telling Billy, like, you know, when things are awesome and they're in the first year and you're like, woohoo, ooh, ooh, because you have a new love, like, and it's wonderful. And then like, what if someone in your family dies?
Yeah.
Like, what if one of you loses a job? What if you move in together and you turns out you hate
or
living,
you go through,
cohabiting?
like a depressive episode or something. Yeah.
A dog, like, and I was telling Billy about it today because I was getting annoyed at seeing shit like that. I saw people. I was like saying like, what about fucking COVID? You know how many couples did not make it out of COVID because they couldn't go to work and then they had to cohabitate and they realized, oh my God, I hate this person.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I just don't understand the rush behind it. And dating is a great thing. It's a great way to see if you're a good match, if you can get through things together. like laying a really solid foundation was really important to me, and I feel like it's worked out really well. So I am a big proponent of dating. How do you feel about dating?
I'm a big fan. I talk about my dating life on here all the time. So
Yeah. And speaking of dating,
oh my God.
today, team, we have a sponsor for this week's episode. Give it up, team. Go ahead, chat. Go ahead and drop hand emojis down below.
Hand emojis.
Just waving. Just waving at today's
just the
sponsor.
hand going like this.
Yeah, we can all just wave at today's sponsor, which is the very exclusive, very highly sought after Elf X Tinder collaboration. Woohoo! Elf Cosmetics X Tinder. Woo! Me when Elf gets with Tinder. So, chat, everyone say thank you, Elf. Thank you, Tinder.
Thank you, Elf.
Thank you, Tinder.
Thank you, Tinder.
For sponsoring this week's episode. We're very excited to have them, and that's why we chose the topic that we did this week. And what is it, Dace?
Dating. We're doing a dating themed episode.
Yes, which is perfect timing.
Yeah, our first few episodes. Yeah, because of that, not because of anything else. But our first few episodes that did really well and resonated with our audience were themed around dating. So I thought it was so timely.
That's very true.
That they hit us up.
Yes, it's very true. It's we're star-crossed lovers with Elf X Tinder.
Yeah.
And we're very excited to hear all of your dating questions.
Yeah, so we had you guys send in, what did I write? It was something really eloquent and fancy and smart. What questions do you have about dating? And over 300 of you responded, you little freaks. Okay, this first one is from Cassandra. She asked, as someone who has gone through plenty of bad dating experiences, how do you get back out there? I think about this every single day of my life because my therapist told me this one time, but I tried to go into it with no expectations. And to quote Brene Brown, I'm going to mess up the quote, but basically she was saying, like, what if you just went and you wanted to have the most fun?
Yeah.
Like, you have no expectations. It's not like no outcomes. Like, okay, I'm going to leave here with her girlfriend. Like,
no pressure on you.
Yeah. What if she had a story about her daughter was nervous to do a race in the pool. And she said, what if your goal wasn't to win or to not lose? It's to be the wettest person in the pool.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And so like you have fun. So
yeah, it helps you. It reframes your perspective on it,
and relieves what you're saying, like pressure. So
totally.
I mean, you're not alone in bad dating experiences. We can both attest to that.
Yeah.
But I think that's something I've been really like honing in on this year is just not having any expectations and just trying to have the most fun. That's it.
Yeah, and also to understand too that like a poor dating experience, like I was talking to Dason about that once, is a universal experience.
Yeah,
if we're being honest,
sometimes feels exclusive to just you.
Sometimes it feels like it's just you and everybody has success, but like those that are in successful relationships now can attest to the fact that dating fucking sucks.
Yeah,
like dating is very hard, but at the same time it can be so fun and so enlightening in a lot of ways. Like there is obviously good and bad to it, but everyone who is in a successful relationship now has gone through the same exact experience, just on different timelines. Like we're all just moving in different times. There's no like right or wrong way to do it. But like Dason said, like I think the best way to get out there is to tell yourself there's no pressure, there's no expectation. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have a good time and I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be safe and I'm gonna live my life. And the only expectation for you is to have a good time, right? And to enjoy yourself and to do what you love and what makes you happy. And I also have to remind Dason of this too sometimes when she's like been dating. But I'll tell my friends, all my friends who are dating, I always tell them like, please don't forget that they also have to measure up for you. Yeah. Like I know like, especially as women or femmes, like we always are constantly convincing ourselves that we can be better, like we can always do better, we can always improve, we can always be better, like they'll find someone better. What if they see someone who's funnier or smarter or prettier or whatever the fuck? Like we all have that natural inclination towards like self-doubt and like self-deprecation because that's like how we're conditioned. But this person that you're dating is not a god. They're not like someone who's far and away better than you. They're someone who's also looking to find human connection. Yes. So I think if you like take all of that like fear out of it and tell yourself, as much as this person needs to vibe with me, I also need to vibe with them. So I'm going to think, I hope this person is exactly who I think they are. I hope we have a really good time, because if not, they're going to be missing out on me.
No, period.
Like, I think if you reframe how you see it, it won't be as devastating a blow when you go through like shitty dating, because everybody goes through
yeah,
shitty
you'll
dating.
just be like, another one in the drawing board.
Yeah, you're like, ugh, another person who doesn't get the pleasure of being with me. Bummer for them.
Yeah, that sucks for you.
Bummer for them.
Okay, this next one's from Haley. She said, how do I let other women know I'm gay as a feminine presenting person? I wore my carabiner to the bar and someone stole my key fob off it. That sucks. That's homophobic. Off your carabiner, what the heck?
Yeah.
We worry about that too much. I'm telling you guys, if you're at the gay, like, here's what you have to do. You have to go up to them, unfortunately, as a femme. Like, so, like, I literally have my septum pierced. I have my nose pierced. I used to have red hair, which to me is very gay. I have hand tattoos. I wear rings. Like, it doesn't matter. I have tattoos. I could be wearing a shirt that says I'm a lesbian and I'm at a lesbian bar and people will think I'm just there as an ally. So unfortunately, you have to be the one that breaks the ice. That's what I would tell you. That's my best piece of advice for that.
And I would tell you to listen to Dason.
And I would tell you as an ally
to listen to those that need to be heard.
I don't, and carabiners, like, I've like lightly considered, like, maybe I'll wear that, and I'm like, I'm not a janitor, that's just not my aesthetic. Like, it looks good on other people, it's just not my thing.
Not my vibe.
And it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one's from Abby, and she asked, how do I know if someone is genuinely interested in me or if someone is flirting with me? I'm bad at picking up social cues, and I want some help with knowing what to look for when someone flirts or is interested in me. Thanks.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a little tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, because and the only reason I would say it's tricky is because I always know. It's just like an energy I attributed to like my third eye.
Yeah.
But I always know. Like,
I don't
it's
know.
just,
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know if you're queer, Abby, but like when men would flirt with me, I'd be like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, what's this guy's deal? And Drew goes, he's flirting with you. I'm all, well, that's enough of that.
Yeah. Like, I went to Erewhon. I told you all about this, but like the cashier, I was like, big dog, put my chocolate covered nuts in that bag and give it to me immediately. Like, I can't do this with you. When I went to the Barbie premiere and that paramedic was doing that.
I was gonna say, let's role play it for them. So I'll be
Which
you.
one?
Do the Erewhon one, because that's the funniest one. That one's funny to me.
God.
So you be the Erewhon worker and then I'll be you.
Okay.
Okay, hi, I want to buy these.
You got it. Knock it off.
See?
Knock it off. Yeah, again, it depends too on like Jason said, I don't know if you're queer or if you're straight or if you just don't know yet. Like, I'm not too sure. I would say flirtiness takes many different forms. Like, it's so hard to, like, I can't give you a one size fits all answer, but I will tell you this. Most times I feel like if you are a woman or a femme presenting person, like, sometimes we anticipate kindness or attention for flirting, which they are two very different things.
Sure.
Right. So, like, I think there's such a thing as like what people would consider harmless flirting. Like, and this is an example of harmless flirting that I told Jason. Like, it's like when people would come to the meet and greets and they'd say like, how are you guys doing? And I would say like, better now that you're here. And then everyone goes, oh. Like, it's just like me being cute and sweet and cheeky, right? But like, there is intentional flirting, which is just like, I guess, like, it could range from compliments, it could be
eye
like
contact,
or a lot of like banter.
I was gonna say, like,
like
light teasing, bullying type of stuff.
Yeah, like, and see, again, like, I guess it just depends, because there were kids in high school that, I'm not kidding, like, I would be so mean to because they were awful, and they would be like, I love this banter that you and I have. We don't have that. I hate you. Like, that's how I felt as like a 16-year-old. So like, I would just say, yeah, I mean, it just depends. I guess it depends sometimes too on the feeling it gives you. But again, it could be just someone being nice. It could be someone just like, you know, just like being cheeky. And then it could be like for real flirting. I don't know. It really depends. Like, I would say think about the feeling it gives you and how frequently it happens every time you see them.
I feel like, and then like, so if you feel like someone's flirting with you, flirt back, and if they don't respond, then you know, okay, they're not flirting.
That's a bold way to like handle
but not like,
it.
I think you're hot, like that. Just be like, yeah, that's an easy way to flirt with people.
I always do. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they get
Usually when I make a lot of eye contact with someone, that typically gets them.
No, for real. I do. Yeah, I've done that before.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. Yeah? And then they go, stop. I'm winning. Okay.
I got you on the ropes now, princess.
I got you now. Okay, this next one is from Mariah. She said, how do I get out of a rut? Basically, every single person I date is unavailable in some way, and I'm pretty sure I do it subconsciously. How to get out of dating patterns? I understand this should be a therapist question. Oh. Well, good thing we're both licensed therapists.
That was a joke.
Tinder and Oaf.
That was a joke. I mean, I did kind of I kind of gave this advice on tour to this specific question, but it's like you said, you are doing it subconsciously. You absolutely are. There's no way, like, I think sometimes we think like, oh, the universe just keeps bringing me these people. I think sometimes we
look for them almost.
We subconsciously seek them out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I said. Like, I've said this before on podcasts too, but I've said, like, why do you think that love needs to hurt in order for it to be real? Because every single time you pursue someone that's emotionally unavailable, you get hurt. And I think that happens because a lot of times it's a lot easier to date someone you know is going to hurt you than it is to run the risk of actually falling in love with someone that, you know, could disappear one day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot easier to date someone that you know it's never going to end well. Because most oftentimes, like, and I attribute this to most women and femmes who are not fucking bigoted and awful, that you are very intuitive. A lot of times you know that guy's not good. You know that.
We ignore red flags
all the time.
So much.
All the time. Like, we're conditioned to in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But sometimes we willingly do it because it's just easier to date someone that you know is going to hurt you, because at least when they do, you're like, well, I knew that they were going to hurt me.
Yeah,
because they were awful.
Predicted it already.
Yeah, but like when you take a chance dating someone who's actually good for you and actually cares about you and loves you and respects you, there's a lot more risk in that, because you could form a very deep and emotional connection to someone that could one day disappear.
Yeah.
Due to outside factors, due to like life, who knows, right? So it's easier to bank on something you know is going to fail than it would be to run the risk of pursuing something great that you can't control if it fails. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are two different ways of attacking dating. So if you find yourself in the same rut over and over again, I would highly encourage you to, first of all, be alone for a while. However long that is, it's really specific to the person. But I would spend some time alone and really think about what it is you actually want. Yeah. Like, what it is you're looking for, what your goals are. Like, you know, reassess and recalibrate, and then go back out intentionally. Yeah. And say, and as soon as you see something you do not like.
Yeah, you see something. Or you leave. Yeah.
You address it. It either gets fixed or it doesn't. If it doesn't, you bounce. That's like the first thing you do. You stop looking past red flags. That's how it helps. That's the first thing you do. What would you say?
I mean, it's scary to put yourself out there, especially to good people, because you're like, sometimes good people turn into bad people,
or sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Yeah, no, I that's why I said, like, we ignore so many red flags at the beginning. Like, if he's like, oh, I can only see you at like
between the witching hours,
then you're like, woo, that's not good.
And then you're like, well, that's probably because he works so hard and then spends time with his mom all day.
He's taking care of his sick grandma. No, that's not.
Yeah, that's not.
And it's on Friday, Saturdays, but you're the weekend, and this is a song. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or if he, like, you know, says like, I just love what we have. Why do we need to put a label on it? Because I want you to. Yeah. Are you going to do it or not? Okay, no, I'm out of here. And then you leave.
I would say prioritize yourself, like you were just saying. Yeah, 100%.
Totally.
Okay, this next one is from Bree, and she said, as an introvert, what are some ways that I can get myself out there without compromising my comfort zone?
Okay, well, as a non-introvert, I will say you cannot experience life within your comfort zone.
As much as I would love for someone to just walk into my living room randomly while I'm sitting there and fall in love with me, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you cannot experience life inside your comfort zone. That's not where life happens.
Maybe, Bree, maybe you can like baby yourself, like baby step it into it, where you like go out.
You do online dating,
or like you go out with your friends.
Like you'd babysit like maybe once a week or something.
Yeah, and then you kind of build up a little bit more confidence and stuff like that. Because I don't know if you're. I should have made you guys say if you're gay or not, because then I'd have more specific advice. But
yeah, I would say that being an introvert is not a bad thing. But if your goal is to meet someone and fall in love, like you are gonna have to step outside your comfort zone, even if just for a little. Like, unfortunately, yeah, falling in love is outside of everyone's comfort zone. I promise you that. Like, it is a very scary feeling because it is so real. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say to baby step, like Dason said, and then to trust that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, get your reps in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This next one is from Amanda. She asked, when you're thinking about going out with someone, where is the balance between giving them a chance and not being into them? I think I haven't really been dating because I've just not really been into anyone. But is it that, or am I just not taking the necessary chances?
I mean, it's hard to say because I need more details.
Yeah, context.
But like, I would say generally speaking, if you're not into them, you're not into them. You know what I mean? Like,
you guys, I cannot emphasize that enough.
Yeah, like if you're not, you're not. Like, that's not a bad thing. Like, and I think that's when loneliness creeps in, and then you start thinking, okay, maybe I'm being too picky.
Yeah.
You're not. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like, I preferred to be alone. I was like, I don't want some guy here. Then I can't watch my shows.
Oh, I know.
And I can't eat in my underwear, and I can't, like, I want to be by myself. Like, that's what I would always think. And there were moments where you're lonely, and then you start thinking, oh, this would be nice to share with someone. And then you start thinking, and those are normal human moments, and that's not a bad thing. But I think, like, trust your instinct.
Yeah.
If you don't like them, don't force yourself to.
Yeah.
There were several men I dated where I was like,
several. So all of them.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah. Some of them I really was into. But then, like,
no, then you'd be like, because then you ignore, like, he doesn't wear chapstick or his teeth are kind of gross.
I didn't ignore it.
Oh.
I stopped because it happened. That's why I was like, no, I mean, like, off top, I was like, okay, yeah. Like, I think they're cute, you know? And then I would start talking to them, and I'm like, oh my, no.
Yeah.
I'm horrified. I'm even more angry now. Because now that I'm, you know what? Now that I really look at them.
Yeah. One of my greatest tests is, like, if I really like someone or whatever, is, like, if I show pictures of them and my conversations with them to my friends and my family.
Yeah.
If I don't, I got bad news for you guys. It's not gonna work out.
Yeah, I would say, like, if you're not into it, don't fight that feeling. Like, it's different. Like, and in my experience, and I'm sure Jason can attest to this too, when it's for real, like, you're, like, feeling it, you run from it almost. You're like, oh my god, too serious, too serious.
Youre was like, it'll make me feel like I'm turning into a werewolf every 3 seconds.
I'm dead ass,
and I can't control it.
I'm dead ass. Like, when
I, like, actually have a crush on someone.
When I really started, like, dating Billy, like, for real, like, when he for real called it a date for the first time, I was like, okay, what time are you gonna pick me up? All right, I'll be ready. God, like, that's why I was like, I was so like, oh my god, I did not at all feel the disdain that I felt for other men. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're not feeling it, don't fight that feeling. Like, trust your instinct. I'm sure you're correct. And when it's right, it's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you feel it, like, for real, you're not, like, you're
questioning whether
that's what I'm saying. If it's a, like, I don't know, the answer is no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you have to ask, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Do I like this guy? No. You don't.
The fact that you just asked that, no.
Yeah, like, and if you're asking me, the answer is no, probably. So it's okay.
Okay, this next one's from Katie, and she asked, girl, how do I even start? I have no clue how to let men know that I'm attracted to them without either coming off as cringe or being so subtle that it's unnoticeable, or they think I'm just being friendly. I have no advice for this because I don't like men.
First of all, what man thinks being come on to is cringe? I mean, how are you doing it?
Are you, like, walking up and talking like Stitch?
You're going, hey yo, and then you have your, like, this, like, you have a boner.
You walk up and you're doing the ooh, ooh. hello.
You're like, hey, princess. Like, unless you're doing that,
I think you're fine.
I think you're good. Men are. Here's what I will say.
Women are a lot harder.
Yeah, the women are different, and women are so much more empathetic and so much more intellectual.
That like no, like if someone did that to me, I'd be like, nice to meet you, and then I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well, and it's different. Like, it just depends. But like with men, like, I mean, I feel like typically men aren't used to direct, like, attraction, right?
Mm-hmm. Say that again for the crowd.
Like that, men aren't. I feel like most men, like within cis hetero like relationships, I feel like most men are not used to hearing directly like something as jarring as like, yeah, I want you to kiss me on the lips. Like,
Yeah.
I need that from you. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't think men are nearly as
Bold.
Yeah, some of them are, and it's a real 50-50 toss up. Like,
Yeah.
like they're either. When men do it, it's cringe. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
When I do it, it's funny.
When I do it, it's cute and quirky. And when he does
yeah.
it, and when I do it, it's mysterious. And when he does it,
It's gross.
It's gross, and it's truly it's too much.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Anyways, I would say like if you are attracted to them, there are ways to tell them subtly, but like you could just be like, so like, are you gonna ask me on a date or what? Like, what's tea?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Are we going to keep doing this flirty banter, or are you going to kiss me on the lips? Like, which way are we going? You tell me. Like, if you feel confident enough that maybe he's vibing with you, I would just outright say it and make it, like, into a funny joke. Like, for example, when I was telling Dason about the WNBA, like, videos, like, when we made that stupid video.
Yeah.
I told her, like, if anyone on there that you like comments on it, and they're like, haha, this is so funny. I was like, you
Guess
should.
what? None of them did, so it's fine.
Spoiler alert.
They
didn't work out. It was for nothing. So like, I told her if they did write something like that,
Yeah.
I told her you should write back. I got lots of jokes. Let's go on a date and I'll tell you more.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit. Like I personally fuck with that shit. And I was used to acting that way. It worked out with me and men like that.
Yeah.
Like they.
No, you guys, if you're a lesbian, because I've just recently started doing this, it works so well.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, and it's because it's
If you
like,
vibe check it right. Like,
yeah, if you're and I have to be very clear about that. If you feel like you're reading a good vibe and they're into it, like a joke like that, like a flirty, direct joke like that, most times hits. Like they're kind of like, okay, period.
Yeah.
Like I told y'all in a TikTok once about how Billy told me like when I was like, oh well, I didn't want you to like have to do that. Like I didn't want you to do that because you felt obligated to, just because that's what I was doing. And I told you that he said to me, I don't do anything I don't want to do. So if I tell you I want to see you, it's because I want to hang out with you because I like spending time with you.
Okay.
When he said that, I was like, damn. Okay, you want me so bad. That's crazy.
And what time are you picking me up?
Yeah, I was like, okay, what time? 6. Okay, fine. But that's my point. Like direct stuff, like I think like direct line of communication like that, most times I feel like it hits. If you're real upfront about it, read a room, obviously.
Yeah.
But with men especially, like I think they vibe with that. In my experience, they have. Like they really vibe with like a confidence, like a bold.
Yeah, I was just saying, in my lesbian experience, they do too.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. T.
Okay, this is me, the last one we do. This is from Kian, and he asked, how do you get past the talking stage, and how do you not develop attaching issues? How do you not develop attaching issues on a first date, like becoming attached?
Oh.
And then he wrote, we went on a first date. Cute. We both mutually agreed for a second one. I still can't tell if he's into me or not. He agreed to go on the second date, so he is into you.
Yeah.
We snap each other every night, and we talk about our day, but it's not moving like how I want it to be.
Well, Kian, how do you want it to move? Like, it sounds like it's moving at a pretty normal pace.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much faster you would like it to move, but I will say what may help with not forming too, like, much of an attachment off of a first date. I mean, I don't really know, like, how you kind of operate in that sense, but
it's your expectations.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, it's your
I was
expectations,
literally
yeah.
about to say. I was going to say it's the expectation. It's also, like, you're putting this person on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And if you're being honest, you don't even really know them.
Yeah.
So like this person is no better than you.
Mm.
They're no greater than you. You all are on equal footing. You like each other. You vibe. Let it happen, and let it happen organically. If it's meant to happen, it will continue. If it doesn't, it won't. But either way, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Regardless. And that's what I always remind people when they're dating. I'm like, this may work out. It may not. But either way, it doesn't matter because you are a catch regardless.
Yeah.
And if this person realizes it and does everything they can to keep it, fantastic. If they don't, I feel sorry for them. On to the next person, right? Like, I think that's a very healthy way of looking at dating when you have attachment issues like that. Obviously, am I saying that you should say I'm perfect and I never do anything wrong? Of course not. I'm saying if you struggle with like a confidence and an attachment issue in dating, I think reframing how you look at dating will help a lot, and will help with disappointment in dating, because that is inevitable, unfortunately. But like at least it will help lessen the blow, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think something, I know it's really common in lesbian relationships. I'm sure it is in straight and gay relationships. But when you're like texting, like like the first date,
Yeah.
you'll like do all the question, like get all the, here's my entire
Like small talk.
here's my like bibliography of like my
Yeah.
entire life, right?
It's a short synopsis.
How many
on
siblings
me.
do you have? What's your favorite color? Did
Yeah.
you go to school? Right.
Yeah.
You get all that out of the way, and then when you go on the first date, you have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, that's
so it's
true.
hard. So I've seen a lot of lesbians talk about like, you should be like, and it's like, well, then what do we talk about? That's what I'm saying. That connection, if it's there texting, like, and you haven't even talked about any of that stuff yet,
Yeah.
it'll be there. And I'm not,
Well, yeah,
and that's not perfect for everyone.
No, you're so right though, because it is true. Like,
yeah,
the conversation will flow naturally.
We can
if
talk
it's
about
meant to.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could talk about the same things over and over again. Like,
yeah.
I've been with Billy for 7 years. Sometimes I tell him stories. I'm like, have I told you this already? And he goes, yeah. And I've been talking for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I go, why didn't you tell me? He goes, because I love hearing you talk.
Okay. Anyways,
My
But-
point being, it's never going to matter if it's the right person
No,
and
I
it's
know.
the right vibe. So like, she's so right. It won't matter what you talk about, how much you talk about, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's none of that will matter if the vibe is right.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, natural conversation will flow regardless.
100%.
And think about it this way too. Like, when I went on my first date with Billy, we had known each other at that point for over 10 years at that point.
almost, give or take. Yeah. Oh no.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
over 10
you're
years.
right,
Yeah, like at that point we had known each other for over 10 years. I thought I knew him. Like, we knew each other. Like, we knew
I've
each
known
other's.
Billy for 16 years.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And like,
That's too long.
we knew a lot about each other at that point. Like, and I started dating him and I didn't know him at all. Like,
Yeah.
once I started really dating, I didn't know him at all. I thought I did. I knew parts of him, but I didn't know the real him at all. So like, if you're meeting a stranger, imagine how many things you can learn about each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough dates in the world.
No, so
So-
I would just reframe your expectations of
Totally.
you're just like talking. It's not a big deal.
No, and
Like-
you are having fun.
Yeah.
Like she said.
That's your only expectation, is that I'm
Yeah.
having fun. But if you're not having fun, Kian, then it's time to move on.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
That's what I would do.
That is a priority for sure.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Two Idiot Girls.
Yes.
Thank you to Elf X Tinder.
Thank you, Elf Cosmetics X Tinder
We love
collab. Thank you so much for sponsoring this week's episode. Okay, and since we're at this portion of the episode, we'll just dive right into these products. Here we have the Situationship Setting Mist.
This is their all slick, no ick face primer. Then we have Drew's holding the Tinder Box Lip Trio. It has
Yes.
2 new lip oils, 1 cooling and 1 warming, and 1 mini lip liner.
That's actually really cute. I'm going to take that with me for my trip.
Why? You don't need that.
We
You're already married. And then what else?
You
did
don't
they give
kiss
us?
anymore.
They don't, because they're married.
Yeah.
And then it came with like a little makeup bag that you could fit everything in.
And look how cute that is. It's like reflective pink and red. How fucking cute. Thank you so much, Elf Cosmetics X Tinder, for sponsoring this week's dating episode. Very exciting. And thank you all for sending in your dating questions.
We love you. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon.
Yep.
Go buy Drew's book. Check out the Elf X Tinder
Collab.
and have a really good week. We
We'll
love
see
you.
you
And
next
see you next
week.
time. Bye.
Bye. Perfect.